Material imbalance leads to decay over time, while spiritual harmony brings about a creative cycle. This text was written with the aim of integrating Jesus, faith, and science. The creative cycle of nature and the spiritual connection of Jesus's words. In the world, materials vary in shape and inconsistent in weight. While this is often described as chaos or disorder, these terms do not fully explain the phenomenon. Amidst this, a continuous creative cycle is unfolding. Because matter is closed and finite, decay occurs over time. Nature causes things with greater imbalance or disequilibrium to collapse, and through spontaneous harmony, it initiates a new creative cycle. Let us consider the spiritual connection between nature's creative cycle and the words of Jesus. The balance of life is based on time. As time passes, humans cannot reverse the actions they took in the past. Whether good or bad, any past action cannot be undone. Instead, new time is always given to everyone. Ordinary people usually do not perceive this aspect. Physicists try to view time physically, but it cannot be seen as merely physical. Time is an open, limitless, intangible entity, and furthermore, it can be viewed as spiritual. For example, when the world seems to be on the verge of collapse due to endless conflict and strife, and countless people are suffering, it does not easily fail. This is because new time is granted, allowing for a fresh start. On an individual level, even if a person follows a wrong path, it might seem like they are heading for destruction, but that is not the case. A new path is always open, allowing one to turn back to the right path. Time plays the role of balancing life. True faith is not the pursuit of the physical, but the pursuit of spiritual harmony, acquiring vitality through balance with time. Spiritual harmony, through reflection, allows for a living faith that is neither excessive nor deficient. Even when it seems like everything in the world is coming to an end, time always emerges. This cannot be explained by any theory. This suggests that an infinite, spiritual being beyond the physical must exist to make this phenomenon explainable. In this temporal aspect, current physics is fundamentally mistaken. By distorting time, it claims that the universe moves not by the dispersion of light flowing from a bright place to a dark place, but that energy and matter exist in an unknown darkness. This completely contradicts the natural providence where water flows from high places to low places. The problem is that if 95% of the universe is unknown to humans and only 5% is understood, the completeness of the knowledge is low, and humanity has barely approached the true nature of the universe. The paradigm of nature's cycle. The fact that water flows downward means it cannot return the way it came. Nature never retraces its steps. It always takes a new path, and nature causes what is greatly imbalanced to collapse, spontaneously minimizing bias and disequilibrium and striving toward a new cycle. Physically speaking, this nature advances from the world of inertia to a new world of gravity through spontaneous harmony. The sun that rises in the morning is not yesterday's sun, but a new one. The sun creates a continuous cycle paradigm through its recreation from yesterday's sun into a new sun. Nature moves not according to fixed principles, but forms its cyclical paradigm through the moment-to-moment harmony created by the continuous emergence of time, as mentioned above. While this is similar to quantum mechanics in physics, quantum mechanics focuses only on the aspect of physical force, making it unable to explain the cyclical actions of nature and matter or the phenomena of life. Moment-to-moment harmony is similar to the idea that a living being breathes. The sun cycles into a new sun as if it were breathing, and furthermore, the universe cycles into a new universe as if it were breathing. Nature collapses what is imbalanced and heavily biased and creates a cyclical paradigm through spontaneous harmony, spiritual harmony, achieved through reflection. Human society losing spiritual harmony due to lack of balance and harmony. Human selfishness is not inherently bad. if it aligns with social development and harmony, it can exert a great positive influence on its surroundings. However, excessive investment in specific areas disrupts the balance of the economic structure, resulting in far greater losses than gains, and could easily lead to a collapse or shutdown. This is because the investment was excessively unbalanced from the start. As mentioned above, nature causes what is heavily biased to collapse and achieves a spontaneous new harmony, thus initiating a new cycle and creating an endless pattern of continuous circulation. In contrast, the human way of life remains stuck in a consumerist paradigm, characterized by single-shot movements that stop when energy is depleted, or even cause a shutdown, rather than a cyclical paradigm based on the balance of time. Jesus' teachings of self-abasement, forgiveness, and reconciliation guide us from the physical path to the spiritual path. Therefore, religious organizations that preach domination and absolute obedience are profoundly mistaken. When a few dominate the many, the majority can be sacrificed for the benefit of a specific few, leading down the path of decay where water still stagnates and spoils. This directly contradicts Jesus' words. "Whoever wishes to become great among you shall be your servant, and whoever wishes to be first among you shall be your slave of all." Jesus never illuminated himself, but was a being who always shined light by going into the darkness. Jesus did not deny the concentration of power, but spoke of the dispersion of power. Only when society allows water and light to flow can new water and light emerge to create a new creative cycle. The spiritual is free and open, allowing for spontaneous harmony and a new creative cycle. The physical is closed and finite, leading to decay over time. However, nature collapses what is heavily biased and achieves spontaneous harmony, thus entering the path of a new cycle. This is the harmony between the physical and the non-physical, the harmony between the concentration and dispersion of power, which can be seen as the meaning of action and reaction of matter described by Nikola Tesla. This does not operate by fixed laws, but is based on moment-to-moment balance and harmony. The true meaning of the kingdom of heaven. When a person becomes spiritual, they can return from a dark and turbid soul to a bright and fresh soul. Yet, during the COVID-19 pandemic, a few people made considerable profit, even as a great number of people suffered. This is akin to the water and light, the resources that should have gone to those in need, being blocked because they were privatized by a few individuals. This goes against the natural providence where water flows from high to low and light goes from bright to dark, severing the cycle and preventing the emergence of new life and light. The kingdom of heaven is not a place of eternal sustenance, but a place where fresh daily bread emerges every day. Only then can a creative life be lived. This implies that time is not eternal, nor is there an absence of time, but rather that time is continuously being created. When one embarks on the spiritual path, a cycle of new space and time begins. When one pursues physical power, they enter the path of decay, and no further space and time are created. Jesus speaking the meaning of spiritual harmony. Let us all reflect here. Which side is the society I live in closer to? And let us consider whether I or the church are spiritual or physical. Even if a person is immersed in the physical, they can always escape the physical because there is always time. However, if they fail to reflect, they will head toward collapse. The world Jesus spoke of is a world where water flows and light illuminate the darkness. This does not require a lot of time, effort, or resources. It depends on having an open mind and a willingness to put even a little bit into practice. Regarding this world being based on spiritual harmony, Jesus said this, 28, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." 29, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." 30, "For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Matthew 11. 7. The smallest church in the world. What is needed for a person to meet Jesus? Jesus did not speak to people about power, money, status, or the like. He did not mention grand churches or holy ceremonies either. and it does not require advanced technologies like AI or quantum computers. Spiritual harmony is not something physical, so it's difficult to explain, but it carries the meaning of being the smallest in material terms. Elder Josama compared this to a single green onion root. Additionally, Keter sought to become an even smaller person than Jesus. In other words, Jesus never told people to possess any qualifications. Even if the church or faith you have created is the smallest and most insignificant in the world, Jesus will be pleased and be with you.